Oh, welcome back to Comics Wellspring's live drawing show, Spilled Ink, where we're spilling the ink and spilling the tea. I'm your host, Brandon Blocksdorf, and without me today is actually our amazing, astonishing, lovely co-host, Max Flowers. Couldn't make it tonight. All good. We miss you, Max. I hope people watch the stream anyways without Max being here. Anyone? But of course they will, because we have, of course, a returning fun guest. One of my favorites ever, Javi Martinez. Hello, Javi.
Hey Brandon, what is up?
Hello, hello. I'm pretty hyped about today. You chose today's prompt. We're doing the Superman. I've never drawn a Superman before, ever,
Yeah,
ever.
I don't think I have either, to be honest.
So
I
it'll be
think
a
one
fun
time,
little.
I think one time I tried to draw Superman and I ended up drawing Green Lantern instead.
That's amazing. I can see how that it can easily turn into that. Which is, you know what? That's kind of cool, because what we're doing today is more of an anatomy study, more than like so much just drawing a hero. You have to know how to like throw down these shapes and body types and whatnot to like kind of do any of these superhero type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely something that I've been trying to focus on a lot more is like my anatomy, like specifically when it comes to drawing women. Just because I personally like try to draw women like more natural looking than anything. I try not to do the like super fit body all the time for people.
Yeah,
Like,
go the Terry Moore approach, like real natural. Like in his book, Terry Moore, he does Strangers in Paradise. He was talking about how to actually draw women, to add curves and lines, and like even just people in general, you need to add, folds and stuff like that. Like that's what makes people people. And
yeah,
I think that's why Strangers in Paradise has gone on for so long.
and I think I got a lot of help from Tony S. Daniel actually, who I've like spoken to personally a few times now, and he gives me a lot of like anatomy advice about specifically when it comes to drawing women. Where he said that one of his things was that he would, when he was growing up and practicing to draw, he would rip out old pages of his like mom's like magazines and stuff and just find women in those magazines and just kind of trace over it.
Oh, that's cool. That's smart. Get those like lines down. Honestly, like tracing is one of those things that a lot of people shy away from, but it has so many perks when you use it in the right ways.
It does. I think back to like when I was younger and like watching like cartoons every day. I actually used to do like little fan art and trace drawings of like Ben 10 and stuff.
That's rad. I used to do that back as a kid and just trace like Spawn and Spider-Man and whatnot.
You know, I one of the first comics I actually read was a Spawn comic. I don't know if I've told you this.
Actually.
I couldn't tell you what issue it was, but like there was this guy that would just kind of chill out outside of the theater when superhero movies came out and stuff, and just sell comics to kids and shit, and like families and whatnot. And that's actually how I kind of got into comics, just like going to the movies and there'd be the guy outside and I'd be like, yo, I want comics. And
that's a good way to fucking sell some comics, though. I need to try that.
Yeah. Chill out the
theater. Go hit up the draft house. Yeah, I'm gonna go chill at the draft house and just set up a booth. Start getting rid of all my single issues.
And I definitely think back to that a lot. I'm just like, yeah, that definitely is what pushed me to start reading more and more comics.
I drew this hand horribly. Like I was just staring at like my reference the whole time I was drawing it. So I'm really excited to see how you're doing your preliminaries. Like you are going. You want to walk us through what your mindset is on setting up a body type like this?
Yeah, I mean, for someone like Superman, I mean, I did kind of go in a similar approach to what I did with my recent Halo Master Chief print that I just did, and just trying to build a basic body layouts. So from there, I can bulk them up once I start adding more of the proportions to everything. But more than anything, these preliminary like things are just just to get the shapes down, just to get a general sense or idea of what I want him to be doing, what kind of pose he's going to be doing.
Nice. Yeah, I essentially try to do. I did those already. I did like a quick little just sketch, and I start with a couple really loose like cylinders and like ball shapes and like triangles and squares, and then I just kind of evolve it from there. Um, I've been like doing. I don't know. Looking at anatomy books and like trying to learn like how to draw a little bit lately.
Nice.
You get that whole curve like part in the body, and you kind of like help map out your chest that way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You do that like
The
circle
like the
thing and then
spinal
curve it.
thing or whatever.
Yeah, call that. And then I'll even do like a line so I know where the body's kind of curving to help give it some movement. I'm trying not to look so stiff right now.
Yeah, that's something I had to like work a lot with of like in the last year. So just trying to make more dynamic body movements and just make things look a little more natural. And then just also for fun, like because I do draw in a more cartoonish style, it kind of adds to like some character of like when I make my characters do goofy stuff like jump up and down and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And immediately what I wanted to draw is not what's gonna end up coming out. Like I immediately am like, no, I know exactly what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting better at that too. Um, Also, I'm like using references for detail, but I'm not like really using references to like copy right now either.
Right.
So this is like going to be one of my like I'm just like pulling from stuff. Like I had to take a picture of my hand for this hand reference because I want him holding a ball. So
Yeah, I mean, hands are always gonna be hands. Those are every artist's bane of existence.
makes me feel a lot better.
Go for
Actually, I feel like I eventually figure out hands to get like a little decent.
like when you finally do crack hands down, you're kind of like, how did I not see this sooner? It's a
Dude,
real
yeah.
eureka moment, and you're just like, wow, I can't believe I was struggling for so long with this.
I kind of got better at
And
doing knuckles because you start doing like a V shape instead of a
yeah,
straight line. William Ibanez says, "What's up? Hey, William. Good to have you around." But then I'm gonna look at what suit design I'm gonna start to pull from. Also, now that I've done like a hand and an arm and some of the upper body, I realize I have to enhance the size of my legs.
my leg.
Dude, my cats are just surrounding me right now. I don't know. If they eat me or something.
Link is just chilling on the edge of the couch, just next to the window, just looking out the window, which is a pretty funny view because we don't have any view from my window here. It's just a brick wall.
That's adorable. So they like made me feed them, and then like Booby is right behind my computer, like staring at me. 710. All right, cool. I need to have. I'm glad like these pencils aren't going to be too intensive because it's like what his body is. You really can't go too crazy.
Yeah. Like unless you're, I don't know, Frank Quietly or Robophile, and just put an insane amount of detail.
Dude, I start putting all the wrinkles. That's what I love about Frank Quietly's work is just how wrinkly everything looks.
Like I think a lot about how some people say that sometimes when you tinker with something for too long, you can sometimes ruin it. And you would think
Yeah.
that for something like that, it's like the more you add on to it, the more like you might be taking away from everything. But he has such a good balance of it.
Dude, yeah, Frank's one of my top favorite artists ever. Lex Mentallo is like one of my favorite comics just ever made.
I have
I
not read that
reread
one.
that. Oh, dude, it like reminds me why I make comics whenever I read it.
And I think for me recently, like the artist that's kind of been like the one artist for me where I'm just like, wow, this guy is just so good at everything he does is Matthias Bergara, the artist behind Coda at Boom Studios.
Oh yeah. You got me into that book actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, that is easily one of my favorite like modern comics, like contemporary comics, and it's just one of those reasons is because of the art. Like it is just he has such a way of like using that mixed media and traditional art and stuff and the paint and watercolors. It's so beautiful.
It's like I would love to start learning about more mixed media. I need to talk to Anton Blake about that because that dude kills it at mixed media. He did that Hellboy episode with us.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, he just like slayed it the whole time. Like
that's sick. I really enjoyed drawing Hellboy from that one Inktober prompt. That was fun.
Oh yeah,
that was my first time drawing him.
It's because like it takes a while for your brain to just how like it takes a while to process Kirby, and then once you understand Kirby, you get it. Migola's the same way. So. Like once I realized he doesn't draw shoulders, I was like, oh, it makes sense now. Like it makes sense. I get it.
It makes sense. It just makes sense. Yeah, I definitely have noticed, like even with your stuff, Brandon, how like over time you've been figuring out your proportions way better. Like whenever you're posting stuff on the Pal City page and stuff, I do see the progress, and I tell you all the time that like the way you do capes is so much fun. I know you love it from Todd McFarlane, but it's just like the art's been really going a long way, dude.
Thanks. I really like. I kind of noticed that a little bit more because that Thor drawing I just posted.
Yeah, I did that one was really good.
And like, I did the pencils back in like August, and it just sat there. It just like was a piece I never like really got to like finish or do anything with,
Right.
And then I had to like ink over it, and I was really hating the pencils like for a minute. But once I got like some ink on it, I feel like I cleaned it up a little. It felt so stiff because I used the action figure for a reference at that time too.
Gotcha.
But it's slowly trying to get less stiff, and I think that Thor one really helped me.
Yeah, no,
and
that
I really got
one
to
came
play
out really
with the
solid
cape there. I don't even know what I do with capes, to be honest. I kind of just like do squiggly lines in them, pretty much. Yeah, even you. I mean, we've been watching each other's art grow for the last like year and a half, 2 years. It's insane where your cartoony style has started to develop and really take its own shape.
Yeah, I mean, and I got people like you guys to thank for that. I definitely, as we're like in the new year, I definitely always try to remind myself, like, and this is a personal opinion, but I've always kind of felt that like solo success is never gonna be as fulfilling as like a communal success.
Yeah,
that's always been a big thing for me. And so that's why I'm always reaching out to you guys and getting your feedback and your opinions and things like that, because it matters to me. And, it's turning me into a better artist. So thank you.
And yeah, it's really, I mean, that's why we're so busy. You know what I mean? We have all these people just making comics. Like I was just telling, we just completed a book today. We put it all together and finalized it. And we have like one edit to make on it, so we announced it. And then like right when I was like, okay, cool, so we just need to do this and it's done. was telling Eric about it. And he was like, "Yeah, that's it." And I was like, "Cool. Well, now we have to start planning the next book. We need to get it out by IC3. So we'll start that combo next." Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, dang!" I was like, "Welcome to my life."
I mean, in general, this year is going to be so exciting to be like a comic creator, like indie comic creator and everything. Just we got IC3, and that's going to be so dope to be a part of. It'll be my first one. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be so much fun. It was great last year. Last year. Gosh, that's what's wild. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. They have a lot of new stuff set up for it. They have a lot of fun things that we're planning to work with them on. We're gonna be promoting the heck out of it at this point. Everyone who's gonna be on the show the next few weeks are gonna be all IC3 creators.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, will be like a cool Apollo table all close by. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be my other Apollo City family and just chilling and grilling, selling comics.
I don't know how. Like, I have to draw. I'm gonna draw a crypto too, or a dog. I draw my dog.
You see,
if I start drawing my dog, I might start crying. So we'll find out what happens here.
You see, I was thinking about drawing crypto, but I was like, you know what? I'll what's the word? I'll hold myself back on that one. That'll be for the next one.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can toss Spock in there. 718. All right. Yeah, I bet I could push this out because I really just have his body and his face. It's a little risky. Gotta find the right reference photo for this.
Well, what did you think of the Superman trailer? Have we talked about that?
Oh, dude, I loved it. I loved it so much.
Like anytime like superhero like trailers come out now, I'm always just like, I wonder what Brandon thinks.
No, this one I'm really hyped for. I'm a James Gunn fanboy, so I'm sure anything he spits out I'm gonna enjoy. But yeah, no, I think it's gonna look great. And then that dog, they chose for crypto looks like my old dog, so I just cried really hard. And I was like, man, I'm gonna watch this like 4 times. Just cry real hard. So yeah, hyped about that.
Like I was really like impressed by the trailer. Like I didn't know what to expect, but it's like I'm a huge James Gunn fan too, and so I was just like, if I trust anyone with this, it's gonna be James Gunn. But it's
exactly.
I still just don't know what to expect.
And I don't, and I love that, and that's what I want out of a trailer in a movie. I want it to pique my interest. I don't want the whole story given away to me. That's what I hate about a lot of, especially trailers in general right now. It doesn't matter if it's, a superhero movie or it's just they give away so much.
They really do. That I try my best to not watch trailers. Like the only times I'll watch a trailer is like when I'm actually at the movies. But more often than not, I'll like stay away from like watching trailers.
I'll catch it on sometimes I'll watch the social media trailer, but Superman I did because I was hyped for it, but it's rare. I usually don't. Because I don't want to be spoiled anymore. That's really my whole gripe with trailers at this point.
Yeah, like I want to go in and like be surprised. Like I will gladly be that bum that'll laugh at that one joke that everyone laughed at in the trailer because I didn't see it in the trailer.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the DC stuff, like the animated shows and everything, are doing really good. So
I haven't started Creature Commandos actually.
I saw 1 episode. I have not seen much other than that, but it was pretty great from what I saw. The animation's really cool.
I mean, Peacemaker is great.
I like Peacemaker a whole lot too. Let's see.
I feel like his legs need to either be a little bit longer or maybe a little bit chunkier. Can't decide which one. I've noticed that recently I've been having more of a heavy hand when I draw. I don't know why that is. Like, I've been breaking my lead so much more.
Oh, really? I'm kind of a light penciler, to be honest, or I try to be.
I'm just glad I bought like a 10-pack of lead, so I'm just really going through this lead.
I feel like if I did the face, I could do the rest, you know?
I'm leaving the face for last, actually.
Oh, I'm working on Spock's face right now.
Gotcha.
So if I can do that, I figure the rest should be pretty easier. Yes, try to move. Because then I have to draw Superman's leg behind him too, so I have to draw him first for sure.
Gotcha. What are some New Year's goals that you have, Brandon? For is like, you know, while I'm not necessarily a person that does like resolutions or anything like that, I definitely like to set goals for myself for the year. Just like, this is what I'm going to try to accomplish for the year.
Dude, I really want to finish writing a couple of these projects to get them out of my way and just get stories. I want to finish stories, you know what I mean? I really want to just finish writing so I can see how I pull off the endings and how I make things work, you know?
Right.
I have a lot of stuff that's like in a lot of progress with different people and areas and things, and none of them are really complete yet in my mind because of where I'm at in it. So I really want to finish like focusing on writing again. I built unintentionally, I built Apollo all of 2024, and I didn't release any of my stuff really. But I think this is off to a good start with, you know, the book we just announced, and then I have another book coming out later in January, and then I should be part of another book in March. Oh, and in February, and in March, and then April, Teenage Babylon should be coming out, and then the summer, Fake Your Death might be coming out.
Hell yeah! Yeah,
I should have like 6 releases this year, hopefully. But I want to finish writing the whole series as well.
Right. Yeah, I see China working on Fake Your Death, and the pages are looking really solid.
It's gonna be she's working on 9x12 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a different size comic as well.
Nice.
So I'm really hyped for that. Dude, she's astonishing. I can't wait for that book to come out.
Yeah. She helped me a lot with like finding the resources for like anatomy stuff and whatnot. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, shout out to her for that.
Nice. Super sick. She's phenomenal. I can't find a picture of Spock where he's on the other side. I need a video. Okay, cool. This Google spots. Yeah, hopefully I just put out a lot of comics, but like stress free though. I'm really over being so stressed about making books.
Yeah.
This year I learned a lot. But I have a lot more help now, which is sick. You know what I mean? Like we have Apollo's grown so much, I kind of just get to like edit, like literally edit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I editing was always something like I've been super like interested in myself. Honestly, like I think it takes a good eye and a good like attention to detail to be able to capture things that the artists themselves might be capturing. Like an editor at the end of the day it has to uplift the creator as much as possible. And you've always done such a great job of that. So
Yeah, I'm terrible at like grammar stuff, like if I'm editing, but I could really help with story and just keeping people going on it. If I have Alex said it like grammar.
yeah, I'm definitely like a grammar nerd for sure. So like I'm super particular with my grammar stuff.
Yeah, it's that's I'm just bad at that. I have a bad eye because I just move too quickly. It's one of those things, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's something I want to get better at for sure, though. Never done a dog before. This is interesting.
I actually got a commission request to do tribute for a friend of mine for her two dogs that had passed away in the last few years now. She wants me to do a tribute to them, which
Oh,
I'm very excited to get to.
yeah. Oh, his tail now. What time is it? 7:28. All right, man. Might be able to do this. Working on like a time crunch and like adding way too much to your picture is just so rough.
Oh yeah. Next time I'm just gonna put a banana with some tape on my artboard.
You know, Superman. Here's your Superman.
Yeah. You can really tell by the way the banana is ripening.
Super Nana. That's what this is.
I can't seem to get like the right angle on the shoulder here.
Okay, that was great.
Okay, all right, it's not bad.
But
I almost wanted to recreate the Frank Miller like Superman intro, where he's like there on the rock with the eagle.
oh, nice. I wanted to do an all-star Superman type of thing.
Yeah, so did I, and it was one of those things where I'm like, damn, I really don't want to just completely copy Jeremy right now.
Yeah, I feel on that. I'm trying to like do my own poses and everything a lot more now too. It's just like a hard thing to like get over as well. Like making a pose is very interesting.
Yeah, because like, you can use reference photos, sure, but like a lot of the times, like even if you're using reference photos, you should still try to find a way to like mend like what you see bodies as, because that's what your style is.
Yeah, exactly. And then also like what I'm learning is like I don't know, your style does like shape and evolve as you work through stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so like judging what I don't know, even looking at all my drawings, I was gonna scan them. I was taking them to the library to scan everything. I was kind of shocked on some stuff that I did. I only made like 21 drawings on the show last year because we had some like inking sessions and we had like like actual lesson stuff and whatnot.
Right.
And then one episode or two episodes, I wasn't there because I was traveling. Oh, this would have been the perfect reference if I would have found it on time. But it was interesting seeing the changes in like confidence and style, and when I was like pulling from poses, and then just like kind of, I could tell when I was just using references instead of trying to like pull off a pose I was looking at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I definitely tried when I was working more on my anatomy and like using the references that China gave me. I was also just looking at honestly, I was looking at Archie comics more like and just looking at different artists from Archie. Particularly more recent Archie comics. Like I was
Or,
rereading the Mark Waid Fiona Staples run.
or I didn't know they did one. That's cool.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun to reread. And like Fiona Staples just has such a great. No, actually, I think she did the covers. Either way, I use a lot of her art to like try to find more dynamic fluidity in my people because she doesn't necessarily have a realistic look to her art, but you can still very much like gauge just by the human eye. It's like, oh, this looks natural.
Yeah, that's really cool. That one of my favorite artists is the artist for Love Everlasting. Isla, I'm spacing her name right now. Isla something. Starts with a C. But she's French or Italian. I think she's French. But she's remarkable, and she has such a cartoony style, but it brings it's so loose at the same time.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm
Dynamic is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been pushing for that more and more. Like I think I really pushed myself to do that with my horror story.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
Like just trying to add more little jumps and like things happening in movement and whatnot. I think it just makes it more fun personally.
I think I didn't do too bad with this dog sketch actually.
I know that is definitely Spock.
Nice. And I'm gonna put it because I need his hand to be petting him too, so that's the whole thing. To kind of like imply the hand there. And then I'll work through that, I guess, at some point. You just draw something bad, or you're just like, I'm just not gonna pay attention to that right now. Like, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, and that just comes with so much time and studying, is just like figuring out how to get dynamic, like
Yeah.
how to find those movements.
At some point, I started taking my own reference photos, like, which is what a lot of artists do.
Yeah,
I just kind of started doing that myself for a little bit.
It's quite literally what I just did right now, and it did help. I got that hand pretty decent, so it worked.
This is one of the worst things that I hate about using a lead pencil when the lead is like at the very end and won't come out. And I just need to use it, and it's just stuck, and I can't pull it out, or it just breaks.
How can you use a red lead? I'm really curious about that.
I use the red lead because it's easier for me to see, like when I'm doing my inking, like over the pencils.
Oh, okay.
I also bought blue lead just to see like how I feel about that. But at the moment, I'm just going through the red lead. But I definitely like having an offset color for my pencils so it can help me just ink better.
Nice.
Because I think Evan had made note of it at some point that he thinks that like with the way I go about it of doing heavy lines in my penciling and things like that, that I kind of will set myself up for success when I had to do the inking. because then at that
Uh-huh.
point, I'm really just more tracing than anything.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I think with today. Like, that's what I'm gonna have to do today. Like, I have to go good on my pencils so I could just like get some good details out. I refine when I ink, but I need to make sure like the details that I'm hitting are gonna be in the pencils right now. Because if not, I'm gonna be rushing it so much to like at least
Right.
attempt to finish it. I won't. I won't even complete it. Especially because I kind of want to color this. I have some colored pencils I just got.
Yeah, I definitely want to get more into like traditional coloring. It's just so daunting.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, I mean, I need to figure out digital coloring because it doesn't make sense to me yet. I need to figure out palettes. You know what I mean? That's why. Like,
Yeah, I've been building more and more palettes. Like, I actually just bought a Procreate Dreams, which is like their little animation app that they have.
okay.
Because I'm trying to animate my podcast intro,
Ooh.
and I'm just trying to figure out a way to get that done. And it is not like Procreate at all. It is pretty confusing.
You could then
Um,
try to make us a an animated intro where you can find a Policy Comics podcast on all podcast platforms and on YouTube.
you know what?
Um,
Pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick.
just plug my own show. So, you know,
Yeah,
if I can make
it's been a super confusing app to mess around with, but like the more I use it and like the more I just kind of take my time and tinker with stuff, the more I'm understanding it. But it is not like Procreate at all. It's like
really?
an entirely own thing.
I do enjoy Procreate a whole lot though. Is that how like user friendly it is?
Oh yeah, dude. Procreate is like makes you feel like an artist like in seconds. Like you're like, whoa, I did this.
Do those digital drawings I was doing for a little bit. Like I was just doing those in like one sitting. Like it's kind of fun.
Yeah, man. It is. I personally haven't been able to get super behind inking digitally just because like I feel yeah, like it's I just kind of keep my iPad and Procreate more for coloring and sketching more than anything. But like when it
Sketching
comes,
isn't bad. I did a preliminary like real fast. I was waiting to pick up Lex from work, and I was like, I'm just gonna sketch something out real quick.
yeah, and like I use Procreate to like make the thumbnails to my show and stuff like that. Like at this point, I don't even use Photoshop anymore or like Adobe
cool.
stuff.
Probably don't want to be at this point anymore either.
Honestly, though, like I recently ponied up for DaVinci Resolve and all that stuff. So I've just been editing on DaVinci, and that was also a huge other learning curve. But I've really found a good workflow in DaVinci now, and yeah, I've just been liking it way better than Premiere Pro.
Oh, hell yeah. I think that's what Alex uses to edit too.
Nice. And that's when I got to chat more.
So I'm trying to get like stomach stuff going. Like testicles, you know what I mean? That's the hard part. Like where you know where the focus is going to be, you have to add like the most attention sometimes.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be looking at the S you use. What kind of S are you gonna use?
Honestly, I'm kind like the face and the logo are like I'm saving those for last.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, I'm probably saving the logo for last too. I'm still working on chest right now, so and then I gotta hit the shoulders.
Always gotta hit the shoulders, man.
Straight up, though. So I do full body movements.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I recovered from my little shoulder injury. Oh my god, dude, that
Oh
was
yeah,
so
dude.
bad.
That was kicking your ass for a bit.
Yeah, I would straight up just be at the desk at work and just sprawl my arms across the desk, just like, ugh, I'm in so much pain.
Jesus. Yeah, I would have shoulder pains when I worked at Aldi because of just all the movements, and I had to like always do crazy stretches and everything to keep it mobile because like sometimes it would even cramp up and I couldn't like move.
Oof. Yeah, that happened to me once when I was working at Ben and Jerry's, where I think this happened on like I think this could have happened on maybe free cone day or just like a super just busy hot summer day. But I was scooping so much ice cream that day that my arm just gave up. Like I was in the middle of scooping from the bulk, and it was really hard, and I just couldn't get it, and like I just felt a sensation in my arm, and I just dropped it.
Uh, Locke says using red co-eraser works great when I'm using alcohol markers or acrylic paints to color my artworks. No need to erase the red pencil works. Oh wow. Locke
Nice.
win. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I actually I don't go too heavy on erasing my red pencils, just because I found like a good balance of being able to edit my like once I scan my pages in, I found a good balance of being able to edit them in Procreate to remove like the red pencils almost entirely, and I just clean anything else up.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. It's like blue line, but no.
Because I found it was way too time consuming to go over like my drawings and get rid of all the red pencils, and like it was just way too time consuming, and like it started messing up the inks because like I started to erase some of the inks, and then I had to go over the inks and like to get them nice and bold again. It was too much, so I just do my best to edit them.
No. I love erasing my pencils.
Okay.
Okay. Both of us like figuring stuff out, like, all right. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Dang. Well, I got the shape of the S at least out. And going, dude, Superman is like oddly, like, it's strangely hard because you still need to make him interesting while, like, for what it's worth, you know?
Yeah, it really is like a tough balance because like he's straight up a god, but he's also just kind of like your average Joe.
Yeah. So, like, figuring out the muscle proportions, that's been interesting.
Yeah, I think people who hate on like other artists for using reference should just like go talk to Alex Ross because Alex Ross
But
like
that dude uses reference on everything.
on everything.
There's really nothing Alex draws without a reference.
Yeah.
Time is at 7:45. Okay, all right. It's starting to get to the point where I'm knowing if I'm going to finish this in one night or not. It's not looking good, boys.
Uh-oh.
That's because I'm fucking doing all this stupid detail that I probably shouldn't need to be doing. To me, as long as like the drawing is like 90% finished by the time Spilled Ink is over, I'm happy. Especially because typically I'll have like pencils somewhat ready for the show. But today at work felt like a Monday.
Yeah,
of, like,
dude.
we're kind of so it threw me off. Even just that's why I didn't even think about scheduling people for the show.
You're like, I'll worry about that on Thursday. Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, dude. Quite literally. But hey, here we are. And plus I was like starting to be like, oh well, you know what? Maybe I don't gotta draw today. You know what I mean? Like that's cool. Like I'll take the night off. But then I'm like, I'm starting the new year off and not drawing. Is that good?
Is that good? You know, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, I need to get a drawing out as soon as possible for the new year, right? It's just something to do, right?
Yeah. But good. And I think everyone's gonna take a hack at drawing Superman at least once this year because the new movie, you know?
Yeah. And I figured,
so why not just get it out of the way? You know?
I figured let's just do it now.
Cool. We have that. I'm gonna do your shoulder. Might give him that really open Nick Cage neck. You know what I mean? Like how it exposes half of. Yeah, I would have loved to see Nick Cage as Superman. To be honest, like fight me all you want, but
you know he says that he says Warner Bros. Didn't ask him for permission to use him in The Flash.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's really scummy. Yet another reason why not to really like that movie. I really should have taken a hack at that absolute Superman suit. That new one's pretty sweet. I haven't read the comic yet, but
I mean, Jason Aaron is usually pretty solid. Like,
yeah, nice guy too. I got to meet him. Real nice guy.
I've only met him once, but he seemed a little quiet when I first met him. Like I don't. Then again, I was kind of getting like
he was a real quiet when I met him too. I feel. I think he's a real quiet guy.
Okay. Yeah, because I just wasn't sure. I was like, I can't tell what the vibe is here right now.
Dude, same. I felt the same way when I met him. He's really awkward. He's genuinely super sweet though. He's just like kind of quiet about it. Ooh, this isn't coming out bad so far. 11 years. You're just looking like real adorable. Not gonna lie. Like in a good way.
Yeah. I'm like trying to recreate like this new Superman. I keep forgetting the actor's name too, which I feel bad about, but I'm glad that they're using like more fresher, like lesser known faces and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna get this leg a little bit beefier here.
And Brandon, I'm still so upset we won't be going to Warped Tour together.
Because you bought the tickets for the wrong date.
Yeah, I bought the tickets for the wrong date. My friend was like, "There's no way I'm going to DC." I'm like, "Bro, DC isn't that bad. Like, DC's pretty great." Cool.
Have you been to DC before?
Just once, like literally for a day. Like,
okay.
You know, sometime early in college.
Yeah, we got to get you down here one day.
But
Virginia is beautiful in general. Like it's just gorgeous. DC.
I mean, I've always wanted to go to Virginia too, primarily because of the Ben and Jerry's factory.
Oh, it's Vermont.
Damn it! That's right. I knew it was a V.
Yeah, I got that too when I moved here. I was like, "Oh, dude, isn't Ben? Oh, Vermont." We got to go visit Jeff Lawrence and um, I know John O'Burke isn't from there, but he's in that region.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Vermont too. It's beautiful up there.
Yeah,
What I've heard.
I also really want to go to like Utah, go like camping in Utah or something. Like that'd be sick.
I've been to Utah, but it wasn't the greatest visit. We were on tour. We were basically our show got canceled and we were out of money, so we had to stay there for a day or two until we knew we were going to go to a paying gig. And it was just really methy.
It's trash.
So, but it was just like the area we're in. Salt Lake City was really cool looking though, but didn't get to see that much of that. So Utah looks pretty, but I'm not too sure.
I love Eric's story about running into like just the locals in Chicago and stuff, and just how crazy they are.
Oh really? I don't know.
Yeah, that was so funny. Oh my god,
Chicago actually.
Neither have I, but dude, when I was like here in New York, like for New Year's, for the first time ever, I went to Midtown during like New Year's Eve. Not to spend New Year's Eve there, but just like I was literally just crossing through Midtown some point during New Year's Eve, and it was insane. I was like this. I started laughing at some point, and my brother and his girlfriend like, "What's up?" I was like, "This is straight up like Gotham City right now. Like this is GTA. Like it's all just everything's mayhem." I was like, "This is crazy."
That's insane. I've always wanted to at least check that out. Like we went to the 4th of July in DC last year, and I was like, you know what? Like we're gonna hate it, and it's gonna be really brutal and very touristy, but just to witness it, we got to check it out. And we did, and it was totally worth it, and we had fun. But like, dude, getting out of there was also a nightmare. Like,
I bet, dude.
One of the scariest feats, dude. The subways were just packed, like anchovies. Like it was just packed, dude. Like it was over the top. I think I'm just like avoiding doing the face and everything now because I'm just like I'm not like the best at like faces like that.
I just wanted to draw a little serene Superman.
Dude, like look at even when you look at my preliminary sketch for the face, like look at it. It's all like just wait, where is it? Can you kind of see it? Oh wait, you can kind of see that.
Yeah.
It's just like a little round face with a fucking smile.
Yeah, that's like the Scott McCloud like thing.
Yes. It's all detailed and I just do a little circly face for now I gotta figure out where his torso is gonna become the cape.
I'm so excited to see Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
Oh,
like dude, even from that trailer, like the little haircut, I'm just like, yes, dude, yes.
Same. Some people are upset with how he looks, and I'm like, that's Guy Gardner's face.
Yeah, like
literally what he looks like.
Yeah, and I think the actor to Superman is the one that kind of came out to James Gunn of like Superman needs the trunks, like. And James Gunn was like, "Yeah,
I was going to ask you, like, are you a trunk, or are you an underwear, or are you like just a jumpsuit guy?"
I like the trunks, man.
Me too. I also like the trunks. I don't like the underwear look. I really don't.
Yeah, I just like that classic like trunks look to it. It's just because when it's done well, like it can, like you don't really think about it. And kind of what the actor is trying to tell James Gunn of like, you know, if the costume people can pull it off, like no one's gonna look at the trunks and be like, ha, like they're just gonna be like, yeah, that's Superman.
Yeah, exactly. And I love seeing that, dude. I'm so happy for it. I hate not seeing it, to be honest. And I think we would just want to do anything that Snyder, like get away from anything Snyder did.
Yeah.
That's just like a big goal of all this.
Like Snyder, never heard of him.
At least yeah, draw the. You're way ahead of me now because you at least have a face. Mine's just headless. I keep on avoiding it.
I'm like so scared to even touch the logo.
Oh wait, it's only 7:56, dude. I'm not doing bad for it being 7:56 though. So
Hell yeah, I definitely at 8. I'm gonna start putting the inks down.
what's crazy is that like Superman always has like a pretty big head too. So
He does. Like a big old bobblehead.
yeah.
Let's see. Now that I am making this particular drawing that I'm working on, it is making me think about how I might possibly, maybe I might make this like a little series of drawings, like because I've always had this idea, like this little sketch idea where I want to draw Spider-Man just chilling, like somewhere by the 7 train, just with the train above ground, just chilling, which is always a classic drawing and stuff. And now that I'm drawing this, it's like maybe I should just kind of do that for a bunch of characters, just them chilling.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be super rad actually. Dude, R.D. Murphy did one of the coolest things last year where he.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Just doing all those characters on a sheet, even just headshots. It's such a cool goal to do.
And he's gonna keep going.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Talk about speed. Like that guy can work fast.
Yeah, he's really good.
Okay. I gotta do this friggin' logo.
Regular faces, like I get so scared of because I don't do them often.
You're so used to drawing like masks.
Masks and monsters, yeah. Kind of do that for a reason too. Like once I realized that, I was like, oh, I get really mess with this and that.
Especially when you're like trying to put logos and symbols on characters that like are in dynamic poses, it can always make it so much more difficult.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how Mateo Scalera did it for Grant McKay and all of Black Science with those tattoos.
Oh,
like,
dude, right? Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you think he knew what he was doing to himself when he did that?
I bet that like having those conversations with Amanda were interesting. Being like, are you sure you want me to be doing all of that? I love the
love
commander. I'm actually in Debbie class like yesterday.
And I finally met him for the first time at Comic Con 2023,
Oh, nice.
and
It's fun.
he was so nice. Like he was, I met him, and like I've been meeting Mateo Scalera at like every New Year Comic Con that I go to now, and he's always just super sweet and just like last time I saw him, he was giving me a bunch of tips and pointers on like my art and stuff.
That's super rad.
Another thing is also trying to remember exactly how the Superman logo looks like. But that's where reference comes in.
Stacy's gonna take me like 2 more shots before I get it down. Also, hair is something I'm not like phenomenal at yet, so basic hair like this is gonna be me for a swoop.
I think for me the biggest difficulty with my style in particular was trying to find like different faces and just different like face features and face heads or head shapes and things like that. Like I found once I started making more diverse like body shapes, I was able to get more comfortable with like, okay, you know what, I can do this or I can do that. But it really just does come with a lot of experimenting.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna do it over and over again, basically. Which is great, you know what I mean? Makes you work for it.
Yeah.
Let's see, I need to get another picture to reference here. Need like a better face reference for him. I got like the outline of his face down there. See, I took the innards, you know.
Yeah.
All right, start here. Why I need to have a square chin. I went like upwards with his chin, and that like caused the whole thing.
Funny, I just did that myself.
Sometimes when you have to get like on top of your drawing, like you just like hover like directly above in its face to be like, how are we going to do this? I'm going to make this work, okay?
Listen here, buddy, all right? You're going to like these pencil strokes. You're going to love the way you look, guaranteed.
Don't do this to me live, okay? Work.
I swear this never happens.
Honestly. See. Ah, too high. Almost made him like the puffiest lips.
Was he doing like the girl puffed up lips selfie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Link is so cute. He was just slept up on my bed on my pillow.
Oh, think all the cats left me.
Like, all right, I'm bored.
Yeah, seriously, get tired of me. Get this stupid nose down. I made him like a pig nostril, dude. Noses are one of the things I have the hardest time with too.
Oh yeah, no, like I feel like I'm still trying to figure out how to diversify my noses more, find like different type of nose shapes and things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know who has a really distinct nose shape? And he uses it all the time. It's the Tanner Ogle. Look at all of his noses. They're all like just interesting. They're very, very interesting.
Hmm.
I know it's a tenor nose. You know what I mean? That's what I really like about it.
I've always loved how like the Daily Planet was just basically a rip off of the Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm. Honestly. Do you have any favorite Superman stories?
I think I think All Star Superman is always going to be up there for me.
Yeah, same.
All Star Superman is just so great. Like there's so much to dissect from that book. It's crazy. I think other than that, like I really enjoyed Peter Tomasi's run on Superman during what was it, Rebirth? That was a really incredible run, I thought. Like just with the Kent family and everything like that. And I'm a big Peter Tomasi fan, so I was very excited about that.
Nice.
And honestly, just like anything that like, oh, I remember another one. Scott Snyder's Superman Unchained with Jim Lee. That was also pretty solid.
Oh, I never read that.
Yeah, like early Scott Snyder. It's like it's kind of hard to remember now, like that Scott Snyder was like even ever wrote Superman at some point.
Yeah, for reals. I don't know how that guy puts out like 17 books a year. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Scott Snyder is a hard-working man.
There's a cool little bugly where he like works in his house too. That's why. Man, I almost got these eyes right, and then I messed up his eyeballs. I really like American Alien. Did you ever read that one?
American which one?
American Alien.
American Alien. No, but who wrote that one? Sounds really familiar.
I interviewed like Max something. Max something. I don't remember what his name. Max Landis. Max Landis.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to interview him once. It was really cool.
Nice.
He really liked my mohawk.
I remember when I met Mark Miller. I had my short hair at the time. Where it was like a little mini short fro, so it looked super similar to Mark Miller. And he was just like, "Oh, like you must be like my long lost son from New York."
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's another Superman story that I like a lot. Superman Red Sun by Mark Miller.
Oh, dude, love Red Sun. The movie really doesn't do it justice either.
I never really bothered with the movie, to be honest.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's all right. Just it doesn't capture everything they did there.
How do you feel about like DC kind of going back and into older Elseworld titles and like worlds and stuff, like with going back to Gotham by Gaslight?
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
Okay, I'm kind of cool with it.
Because I know Clayman and his brother are going to be working on that Nightfire book, which is like the Gotham by Gaslight one. And I love me some Clayman. Like
Yeah, same.
I think he's a phenomenal artist, and so I'm excited to see what they do for that.
Same. Oh man, it's 8:12. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. The eyes just took me a little bit to nail down.
I need something circular.
Sure, have to give him back his ear.
That was not a good circle. Thanks, water bottle.
That's nice. I've done that same thing. I know exactly what you mean. I think I kind of did this face. And some eyebrows.
Ooh. I like how you got the jawline.
Yeah, I was really trying to get that jawline on there. Kind of need like an older looking Superman, I guess.
And that's always a difficult thing about adding like jaw lines or like cut lines on the face and stuff. Just you always risk making them look older than what they are.
Yeah. Huh. It's not horrific. So I'll take it.
No, it came out pretty solid.
Right. Let's see here. What do I gotta do? I gotta do his neck. I gotta touch up the chest and his shoulders. So I'm putting that there. So then this can all be blacked out. Do a bunch of like lines right here. Another like little dip. I'm also like learning how to just put lines in places.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, you just build the whole thing with lines. Turns out that does a lot for images.
Yeah.
Adding a bunch of lines.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk?
Yeah, I think I remember that was like one of the first like pieces of advice that you gave me, like after CyberSync, of just like trying to add more detail to things.
That's hilarious. I'm like, you should do this way more. And then like a year and a half later, it's like, it turns out when you draw, you should just be doing this. And you're like, yeah, you fucking told me that.
But you know what? A wise man once told me.
See, I know what I'm talking about. I just like don't know. You know.
Hello, editor.
I think that's a big thing I'm gonna really try to like take more control of this year is like my imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is really, really ridiculous, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think like opening up my commissions helped me a lot with like trying to deal with that. Just like, I have people asking me that they want me to do stuff for them. And, it is becoming more a thing where even when China was talking about in the group chat of just like, oh, like her figuring out her commissions. And I think Evan was the one that said of like, we are at a point now where we're not necessarily like aspiring artists as much as we are just straight up artists. Like we're doing the damn thing.
Yeah, honestly. And if you just do it, then guess what? You are it.
Yeah. It's like I think a lot about what Donnie Cates said of like what it takes to make comics. And he's like, making comics is a lot like starting a band. You just get people who want to do it and you do it.
Yeah, honestly. Aaron Lee says, I was playing around using alcohol markers right over graphite like watercolor. It was working well. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's really cool. I got some graphite stuff too recently. I gotta play with. I'm gonna be playing with a bunch of new brush tools, which is gonna be fun. I have like a gray now too, so gray wash.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have like a nice fine liner, and I have gosh, what is it? Where is it? Upstairs. No, I just got some new toys. New toys are always fun to play with. I think that's the coolest thing ever. So that's that. So then this is here. Add some lines.
Trying to add some clouds here and there.
I think I just gotta do his cape. Dude, this is exactly why I start pencils like 2 hours before I stream.
Yeah, I definitely, if I had 2 hours before, like, I think I could have easily finished the inking for this during the stream.
Yeah. Today was just a day, though, man.
What a Monday. I mean, Thursday.
Yeah, for Thursday especially. Kinda ridiculous, you know? Like, plus we're gonna work for like a little bit tomorrow. Nobody's gonna really work on a Friday, you know? Like,
No.
Like, especially like knowing you have 2 more days off. You're like, well, I'm not really done vacationing yet, so.
Yeah. I know the new year started, but that, really starts next week.
Yeah. Also, like fabric is something you do here with capes and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting trying to figure that out.
It's definitely something that, like, adding lines helps a lot with.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, just add lines. I'm gonna try doing a different approach to the cape, though. I feel like my capes are still like a little stagnant, and I want them to have a little bit more life to them.
Gotcha.
And really, that just comes from adding like a weird fold and darkening it up.
Right, like adding the right type of folds and creases and shadowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Like his foot's in like a weird direction, but it's alright. Let me get this other side of the cape going.
Super in spot. Yeah. So dope.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm not happy with this foot. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I just feel like I might need to reposition it a little bit.
Are you trying to have do like on his tippy toe type of thing?
Yeah, it started that way, but then like everything else took shape. I might just need to like angle it like
Right,
like that. You know what I mean?
right.
That's when Procreate's a lot of fun, where you're just like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna
Circle
just this up and
double tap.
around. Yeah, dude. I was doing that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Dude, one of the weirdest feelings was like shortly after really getting into Procreate and like going back to traditional art, and I tried to do a gesture on the page, and I was like, oh God, what have I become?
I feel you there. Yeah, Procreate, like, it humbles your traditional, like, work. It's kind of like when I go to work at Aldi after working at CWS all week. I'm just like, you know what? I like my day job. And, like, thickening up lines to have like darkness and shadows and everything to it.
Right. What am I doing? And modern contemporary windows are so fun to draw.
Another thing I want to get better at is backgrounds. I don't do those often.
Like, it is such a tough call to make sometimes of like damn, what do I put as the background for this? Like, what is going to make the most sense? What is going to be the less time consuming sometimes, depending if there's a deadline.
Okay. Jesus, I just have the S left, but no, dude. This is where I'm at.
Nice.
This is the bottom. This is the top.
And I feel like you definitely got the proportions pretty solidly.
Oh, thank you, man. That was the hard part because he's just such a big dude. You know what I mean? Like,
He's a big guy.
I need to think of a Superman logo. Not gonna lie, probably gonna go with the modern Kingdom Come vibe in one. That's always been my favorite, though.
I think, yeah, that was one of those comics that, like, my uncle had growing up and stuff that, like, I just didn't really understand because it was so, like, complex and, like, its storytelling.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but this looks great.
I didn't really understand the story for like years, probably. And then, like, it was just always that art that captivated me as a kid. Oh, you know, I didn't even do the shape properly for what I was trying to do. So I guess I'm gonna do like my own version of the wrestling.
I think I'm gonna start putting the inks down.
I'm about to do that as well.
I forget.
I think I'm gonna stick with that Superman S. It's kind of weird, but it's like, yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah.
Just need to tighten it up. It was a little alien. It's kind of like Legionnaire, or like was it the Superman from the future Superman 1,000,000?
Damn, what was that? No, I keep thinking Justice League 3000. Is that? No,
it's a different one. I remember that one though too. Yeah, I think that's gonna look cool. Hey, I'm just happy I finished the drawing. I'm not gonna lie.
oh yeah.
1 second.
Right. Okay.
I am pretty hyped for like the detail I got in for this Superman in this amount of time, though. I don't think I've ever done that before, so
Nice.
I think that's a win in general. I think I might color him too.
Yeah, I definitely want to turn this into a print.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see both of them as prints, dude. Especially if you start doing this like line you want to do.
That would be pretty fun to have like a little bundle. You could just get like all the prints and stuff. Superheroes chilling.
Oh, dude, yeah, there definitely is. Inking's going to be interesting. It's always like figuring out, all right, where's the best place to start?
And I do my best to not overthink it. I just go for it.
If I don't like, well, I'm gonna have to stop after this, but I always start with a fine liner. I kind of want to fill something in this corner though. It feels so empty. Maybe I'll just do like rays going out. You know what I mean? Like just to fill it up.
Yeah, because like what I plan
Just
on
lines.
adding like I want there to be a sort of sunrise happening here.
Oh, sick! Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, the theme of tonight: just add lines. Just add a bunch of lines.
Just add lines, guys, but not those type of lines. This is a kid-friendly show.
That's great. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped about it. What kind of markers are you using? I always, because your lines come out so thick.
So dependent on like the size. So like for something of this size right now for the outline, I always use the Pigma brush from Micron. This guy.
Oh wow, okay.
And then, but like once I'm working on more of my comics, doing panel work and stuff, I'll use same brand, but I'll use a 2-size marker. For my outlines, and then I just basically work my way down my marker sizes for all the finer details. So now that I've used the brush for this, I'm just going to switch to the 2 or to the 1 to do the inners.
Let's start with this face first, actually. My lines come out thick sometimes because my hands get all shaky, so I'm just trying to make it look like a straight line. So you just like go over it like 6 times, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Brendan, I don't know. I made you nervous like that.
Dude, between nerves and just like too much coffee, like. My chair keeps getting stuck in a weird position.
Mm-hmm.
I love eating though. I feel like it's just like way more zenned out. Like it takes a little bit more focus sometimes because you want to be accurate, but it's where you can kind of breathe a bit more.
Yeah, because like you're not using so much mental capacity to like think of things that you're putting down as much as you're just kind of like for like what I was saying before, tracing really. Like when you depend on your pencil work.
Yeah. And honestly, doing as much pencil work as we did for this one, I think it's going to pay off. This looks different than anything else I've drawn.
I think what makes it look more different is I guess 2 things actually. Like the cape isn't flown outwards as much as you might normally do. Like it's like more wavery downwards.
Yeah. Very John Romita Jr.
Yeah. And that, and I would say the eyes are pretty different.
Yeah, I was looking at like some Capullo eyes to try to get something because I just kept on messing mine up. But what I noticed what he does, like he adds like thicker spots to the eyes, and I thought that helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm. Like thicker spots, how?
Like just around the eyes. Like I
Gotcha.
was doing very thin lines, and so I looked at him and I was like, "Oh, he thickens up his eyes." So I tried thickening him, making that part thicker. That's really what I pulled from him. I was also trying to like, but I had to change up some aspects for sure, because his eyeballs are. He does like dot eyes, and I just didn't think that was gonna work here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where he kind of scored by like figuring out a way to make eyes work for you so well.
And he talked a lot about how like when he started doing Batman, like that was kind of in a stage where he was trying to figure out if he wanted to do more of a realistic approach, like how he was doing a Spawn, or go for a more cartoonish style. And like the style that he created while being on Batman is like it was an evolution in itself.
Yeah, yeah. That those books stand out so much still. It's weird because eyes you have to figure out how to be really gentle but like fierce at the same time. You know,
Yeah,
like if you
it's like
darken
you
them
don't
up
want
too
to.
much, it's.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up your marker. You don't want to mess up the paper. You don't want to mess up the drawing.
That's what I struggle with the most for sure. But I think I get them down way better than noses.
Interesting. Yeah, something that I've been trying to work on more is control with my markers and stuff, because especially now that I'm using this 2 size, because the 2 size is it's like a wide tip. And
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to like find the best maneuverability with that to get like nice strokes that like don't become too exaggerated at certain points and stuff.
Uh-huh. Makes sense.
I think at that point that's kind of like knowing calligraphy and stuff like that.
Sorry, I'm trying to like focus on this nose. I'm trying to both fix it and draw it at the same time. I think I've almost fixed it.
I think I've done it.
And go with that. Yeah, still can have a bigger nose, but that's alright. You can work with it. Always white that out and just close it up a bit. Another thing, James Tanner, we were just talking about you and the Superman trailer, actually. One, we loved it. Javi loved it. Javi, you want to give your thoughts again real fast?
Yeah, the Superman trailer for me was just super great. Oh, hey. The Superman trailer I thought was just super great. Like it just had a lot like excitement, and just I'm so excited to see how they introduce half the characters in that movie.
Dude, yeah, sitting. Crypto made me cry because it made me think of my dog. Hence the Spock homage tonight. But Tanner, we're talking about your noses right now. Like you have very distinct Tanner noses. I can spot a Tanner drawing because I know its nose. And it's not a bad nose; it's a great nose. But you have a very distinct, definitive way to draw noses. Just like Javi has eyes. Like I could see Javi's eyes. Like that's a Javi drawing.
You, Brandon, it'd definitely be your cakes.
Nice. I'm pretty cool with that.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, dude, I'm hyped for they're doing that Justice League International stuff right now. I wonder how soon we'll start getting like new God stuff in the universe. Thanks. I can't unsee the no resistance you pointed out. Dude, I love it. I love it so much.
I definitely think I'll be able to finish inking Superman himself and at least the foreground building.
I'm gonna be. Be lucky if I finish like his face. I went a little hard on the detail here.
What's up?
I'm surprised. I kind of went way harder on the detail than I thought I did.
Because you're Superman, Brandon. Come on.
I want to see like where I really pulled the Superman face out of because like it's really interesting.
I always find it super interesting how they say that like, you know, the mind isn't capable of creating like original faces.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think about how like where half the faces we draw come from.
Oh, for real, huh? They just mix together in your head and that's what comes out.
Yeah, just like what amalgamation of a person did I just make?
I'm kind of wondering if I made his head too small now. His body's pretty big.
The head is a little small, but you know what? It could be like Flashpoint Superman.
Oh God, right? Yeah, honestly. His hair will make him thicken up a bit. I'm really hyped for you to check out IC3 though. It's such an interesting venue. In general, Connecticut's real interesting. It's real pretty.
Yeah, I think like really the only time I've ever really been to Connecticut was for like a concert for like a single night. Other than that, I've only ever really drove through it. I've never really done anything there.
Dude, Evan McGuire's up there.
He has the easiest commute to IC3.
Yeah, let's see. I think he has like 2 hours. Guy Gardner is going to steal the show. Dude, I am so hyped for Guy Gardner, man.
Yeah.
Saying that, yeah. They got Nathan's hair so awesome. So I'm at such a point of like having to concentrate now. It's like the last 14 minutes of us doing this. And I got hungry. My timing today was just off on everything. I It makes me wonder, like, what would this look like if I really would have taken my time with it? Because I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat as well right now. I'm like pretty happy with how this came out. And if I had more time to just really sit down with it, I'd probably would have done something pretty grand.
At least that's what we tell ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But
if I had more time.
sometimes our best work comes out from like just under that pressure.
Yeah.
Just like raw. You have to like really rely on your skill. Let me get out a brush or something just to thicken it up. I love using brushes. It's like one of my favorite things ever.
I have like specific brushes where like some are more dried out than other ones purposely so that I can use the more dried ones for like faded like strokes and things like that.
Oh, nice. That's smart. Messed that up. I didn't do a stroke right and it just like messed me up hardcore. It's also interesting seeing like how much we can talk when we're doing pencils, and then when you're doing inks, like it's easier for us, but it's like you zone out in a different way.
Oh yeah. Like it's impossible for me to watch TV shows or movies while drawing. I can't do it.
I can do it. I kind of like force myself to, so I could draw and hang out with my girlfriend. If not, then I would just it would suck. As in, like I would never get stuff done. Like you gotta have a balance,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I've like trained myself to get better at it. It just takes me a while. I space out a lot. I'll get caught up in like cool moments.
I just like I have that pretty intense ADHD where like once I get locked into something, it's like time becomes non-existent. I don't know what day it is anymore. Don't look at me, don't talk to me.
I used to be like that. I think I just like so much going on now.
And it's not the best thing to not the best trait to have.
I mean, that's how I used to be when I was like younger, like music too. That was always the best. Just it'd be like 2 a.m. and I'd be like, what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, me.
I think I might try to. Yeah, I think once this dries, I'm gonna try to check out those colored pencils. I need to get a good sharpener though. Sharpeners I have are terrible. I kind of corrected some stuff, so I'm curious to see what's gonna look like once I erase the pencils and the touch-ups I'll have to do from there.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I love having like the white ink marker now.
Ooh, nice.
Because I just clean up a lot of my stuff now.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
I also see that some artists will actually use like the white markers to kind of like get rid of the pencil linings and stuff sometimes, or just to clean up the page a little bit more, so that way it looks a little cleaner when you scan it in, which I've done a couple times now, and it does work pretty effectively. But it is just another like time consuming thing. Um, and while it is another time consuming thing, at the same time, it's like that final page like actually looks better, I think, than when you don't do that.
Uh-huh.
Like it just looks so clean when you put the white markers down, and just makes you look better.
That's really cool. I gotta check that out actually. I have to experiment with that more. I'm trying to like space out these lines a little bit better actually. They're just like wigged out. I think that's the best part about inking too, is just like cleaning up stuff.
Yeah. Like for me, inking is straight up just almost like therapeutic.
It's crazy though, because you still have to be open to like what the inking is going to change about the pencils.
Right.
Gosh, like that kind of sucked. I just black all that out now. I'll find out.
I am a big fan of how Dan Mora draws like superheroes, especially like characters like Superman and Batman, where they have such big puffy chests. And he can always somehow manage to add like the right curvatures to their symbols on their chest.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what he's good at. That's the hard, interesting part, is how do you like make the S pop out without like emphasizing the chest muscle too much, but like still applying it.
But you don't want the logo to just look flat, like it was just like a sticker on his chest. Like it needs to be like proportionate to him, and that's always just so difficult.
Do you use one? You basically use one tool for the most part of it, huh? Or do you bounce between a couple
of the markers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I right now I'm using an 08 to add the finer details to like the logo, so that I can't mess that up with a thicker marker.
I got like a fun little ink set for Christmas that I'm playing with. And it's like a couple of like Kiritaki brushes, and then what is this? A zig cartoonist? I don't know.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce it either.
It's hard to see with the reflection it's getting right now, but
yeah, I've seen those. I'm curious about that.
It's really cool. I like it a lot. It's like just like a good thick boy, you know?
Yeah, the thick boys that I've been using now have been same brand, Sakura. I've been using their Permapack or Permapack, however you pronounce it.
Oh, cool. I getting like a little feathery touch out of this one.
Yeah. I accidentally bought a bunch of like gray brushes, and I just started using them to like just add to my more black and white drawings and stuff. Like like for the political story, I used a gray brush for the highlights of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually funny that with like the political story coming out now that I finally finished the Scott McCloud book.
Oh, nice. It's a dense one too, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, and he was talking about in the later chapter about like color and stuff, and how he had said something along the lines of that if you can't make your art stand out in black and white, then like you'll never. Not he didn't say like this, but like basically it won't stand out the same way in color, anyways. So it's just kind of like being able to master black and white is a whole beast in itself.
It really is. That's probably one of the hardest things. I mean, I guess that's what's kind of cool is that we just do inking on the show is that we're really trying to get that aspect down, like basic image.
Yeah, I actually have like Inktober to thank for a lot of that of how it really brought me back to my my stenciling roots, and I I just started messing around with way more heavier blacks and just like what, like I forgot that like stuff looks pretty good like this.
Yeah, that's what. I mean, I guess coloring. I just haven't really taken a real big hack at it. Done a couple of things, but not much. I didn't mean to connect those two. I have to erase that. But working with black and white is something I just want to get down so much better. Really, there's a lot I still need to learn from it.
And like if Scott McCloud's anything to go by, one like that just means when you get to colors, you're just gonna nail it.
Yeah, I won't do more coloring stuff on the show. I think I want to try to color my first drawings here with some of the stuff I have, just to experiment more.
Yeah,
I'll probably just scan them first, so at least I have them like that. But I take a hack at doing that soon. Be a fun little project to take on this year. Just coloring in general.
Add it to the goals.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing about art stuff like this. You just always have stuff to do. It's all experimental too.
Yeah, like I'm pretty excited with like what I planned out for myself for the year, like artistically, and I hope I can achieve as much of it as possible. But Nicholas and I were actually kind of talking about this recently, where we were just kind of saying like, yeah, like because I had posted about it on my story, and it's just like New Year's goals and resolutions can always be, almost borderline like kind of a unrealistic, toxic kind of thing, I guess. It's just I think the important thing is just like to be honest with yourself and just tell yourself, hey, I might not achieve all this, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, because you don't want to like beat yourself up about it either. And we all fall off the wagon, even if it's for a little while. It's like, what did you wind up doing it later in the year too?
Yeah, like I had someone tell me it's like, oh, I got like my vision board, but I haven't filled it out yet. Do you think I still have time? I'm like, what do you mean? I was like,
You're the one putting that constraint on you.
That what?
They're the one putting that constraint on themselves.
Yeah, and I was just like, like, and because she was just trying to say, oh, it's because people say that if you do it after New Year's, none of it will come true. I'm like, well, I mean, that's on you. Like, you just gotta do it.
And with that is our first step to the road to IC3. Javi, this has been a blast. I know we're both still working on our stuff. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. This has been a lot of fun. As you guys saw us literally work through pencils. We really never work through pencils in the show. We're always just trying to get to cool stuff. But you guys really got to hang out tonight and make this a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
going to try to finish this probably, at least do some more of the inking tonight. I put way too much detail in these pencils, by the way. There's no way. There's no way unless I start here early. But Javi, you want to do a quick shout out before we sign off?
Yeah. Make sure to follow me at Javi_Blink. I'm on Instagram. Primarily through there, you can find my link tree where you can find all my publications, which are primarily through Pal City Comics. As well as I have my podcast, Earth Mind Matter. Feel free to check that out. Also on the link tree. We're always having episodes coming out. Working on a next episode right now, actually.
Perfect timing. Whitefire Comics, Indie Comics Creator Con is a convention, a one-day convention right now in Connecticut. You could check it out on Instagram or check out their website. But definitely look into it. There's like 150 creators. A lot of us are going to be there, and we're going to be spotlighting and interviewing IC3 creators leading into IC3, including the people who are running the whole show. So if you guys want to, check those episodes out, make sure you keep up with our YouTube. And every week, every Thursday, we'll be drawing here, and new episodes of interviews come out on Tuesdays. So check it out, and yeah, cool stuff. All right, guys, good night.